In this chapter, we will learn some fundamental knowledge about AutoCAD, including the components in the interface, the typical input methods for AutoCAD, and also the basic settings about the software. As we learned in the first lecture, we know that AutoCAD was first used as a drafting tool to design some mechanical components. Well, through the years' development and the release of the many versions, now the software becomes a design tool. It has an icon-based environment which will utilize the icons to develop the fundamental components of the design. And the AutoCAD will utilize the screen to complete the design. It has two parts. The first one is the graphical screen, which will utilize for you to see the details of the design. And the second one is the texture line, which is the place for you to type the command. And the files in AutoCAD can be saved in joining file as .dwg, and can also be saved as the other formats such as DXF and IGES. In AutoCAD, the model is made in a model space, which is generally recorded as the joining space, and it can also be saved and printed in the paper space. We will introduce the details about these two spaces later. Now we are going to see the user interface of the software. And this picture shows the interface of AutoCAD 2014. For the other versions 2015, 16, and 17, they will all have similar interface. In this interface, we have several components. The first one is called the menu bar, which will have all the information for you to complete the design. So you can use the information here to save the file to find out all the necessary information for you to design the object. The second one is called the toolbar. In the toolbar, you can find out the icons for you to add one object, to edit the objects, and also to change the viewports of your design. And the black region here is called the modeling space. This is a place for you to design your object. And the small window here is called the command window. You can type the command in this window to complete your design. And at last, there is one small bar at the bottom of the screen, which is called the status bar. It will show what kind of status is activated for your current design. For designing AutoCAD, all tasks have to be done in the modeling space. Before you start one design, you have to pay attention to two properties of the modeling space: the size of the cross-hair and the background color. There are two methods for you to modify the size of the crosshair. The first one is right-click on the joining area. Once you make a right-click on the joining area, you will see in the bar, and then you can choose the option at the very bottom of the bar, and then click the display to modify the size of the crosshair. The second method is using the command window. You can type the command cursor size, press enter, then you will be asked to type one value. And the cursor size is represented as the percentage of the whole screen. The default value of the cursor size is 5% of the whole screen. To modify the background color, you can also use the right click on the joining area, select the option display and color to modify the color of the background. In the next slides, I'm going to show a demo about the modification of these two properties. Now I'm going to show you how to change the cursor size. Now the size of the crosshair is about 5%. The first method is right click. So make a right click on the joining area, go to the option, and then click the display. You will see the crosshair size here. The current value is 5%. Once you change this one to 10%, you will see that the crosshair is about twice larger. The second method is using the command window. Type the command cursor size, and then type the value of the cursor size. Currently the value is 10%. We can change this one to 50%, make it even larger, and now you have a larger cursor. If we want to change the back, you can use the cursor size again and type the value of 5% to make it be the default value. The second thing is the color of the background. So to change the color of the background, let's first right click on the screen and choose option. Here still you need to select display, and then you have to select the color, and you see that the context is a 2D model space, which is the part you want to modify. You can choose different interface elements. Right now we are using the uniform background color. You can also choose the other properties. So if you want to change the background as white, then choose the color as white, or you can make more options from the select color. So let's change this one to white and apply that color to the background. Now the background will switch to white. In AutoCAD, there are two main domains, model and paper spaces. The first one, model space, is the place for you to complete all the drawings or the models in AutoCAD. The second one, paper space, is an area used to plot or print the drawings created in the model space, and is actually a blank sheet in which all objects drawn in the model space can be represented as a printable drawing in the appropriate scales. These two spaces are very different. We should know that all the objects in the model space are the actual size. The scale is always 1:1, but in the paper space, we can set any standard scale for the objects. AutoCAD provides three different methods to complete design in the modeling space. The first one is using menu bar. The menu bar has a lot of options, including file, edit, view, insert, and so on. You can find out the appropriate command under those options to modify or insert an object in the modeling space. The second method is using toolbar. If you cannot see toolbar on the screen, you should go to the menu bar, choose the tools, go to the palettes, and then ribbon, then the toolbar will be displayed. For the toolbar, you can find out a lot of useful tools, such as the draw, modify, layer, and so on. With these tools, you can find out the commands for you to insert the objects and also modify their properties. The third method is using command window. So you can type the command under those window and then generate and modify those objects. I'm going to show you how to use the command window to complete the design. So once you see type a command in the command window, you are able to enter a new command. You can either type in the full command or its abbreviation in the command window to activate that command. And once the commands are typed in the command window, you will be asked to select an option or enter a parameter value. If you don't want to activate that command, you can type U to cancel the most recent operation, or you can press ESP once or twice to exit the current command. You can also right-click on the command window to check the most recent commands. Besides the commands, AutoCAD also provides some function keys to activate some advanced functions so that we can simplify the design. Those function keys are F1 through F12 on your keyboard. This table shows the details about those function keys. Here I'm going to identify some important function keys. First, F3 will activate the object snap, which will help you to identify some feature points on the object. F5 will activate the isoplane mode. This one is only used for the isometric drawing, which we will introduce in the last several lectures of this class. F6 will activate the dynamic user coordinates in system. This one is very helpful for us to design some objects accurately. And F8 will activate the orthogonal mode, which will allow you to draw horizontal and vertical lines. And F12 will activate the dynamic input so that the cursor will display the distance and angles on the model space. At the very bottom of the interface, there is one bar called the status bar. The status bar will show the status of the functions applied to current joining. For example, the model status can help you to switch the status from model and paper space. It will also have quick view layouts, joining, annotation scale, and visibility, and all the other status. Once the function is activated, the status will turn to blue. The status bar is very helpful for us to increase the efficiency of the design. Another issue we need to consider about the joining in AutoCAD is how to manage files. In AutoCAD, there are two basic methods to manage files: the command window and the menu bar. If you want to create a new file in AutoCAD, you can type new in the command window or go to menu bar, select new and joining to generate a new file. To open the file, you can type the command open or choose the menu bar open joining and then select the joining template to open the file. To save the file, you have three methods. You can type the command qsave or save in the command window or go to the menu bar, choose open and save, or you can use Ctrl+S to save one file. To save the file as different formats, you can use the command save as, or go to the menu, open, save as to save the file as different formats like DWG, DWS, and DXF. And here I should mention that the default format of the file in AutoCAD is a DWG file. To quit the current joining, you can type quit or exit or go to menu bar close current joining to exit the current modeling. Here I'm going to introduce some useful tips for you to improve the efficiency of the joining. The first one is the recall function. If you want to recall the previous command, you can press enter on the keyboard to recall that command. If you want to cancel the previous operation, you can use the command undo, or you can press ESC or Ctrl+Z to cancel that operation. If you want to record the previously cancelled operation, you can use the command redo to complete that task. Now you have some fundamental knowledge about AutoCAD, including its interface and the basic settings of the joining areas. The next thing is about the joining in AutoCAD. Actually, before you start one joining, you have to specify the units for that joining. So the first thing you need to do is identify the units. To set the units in AutoCAD, you actually have two methods. The first one is using the command window. You can type the command dd_units or units to change the type and the format of the units. You can also use the menu bar, go to the joining utility and units to complete that work. The second issue is the boundary. For some joinings, you probably want to specify one boundary for the whole joining so that all the objects outside the boundary will not be considered in that joining. To define the boundary, you can go to the command window, type the limits, and select the lower left corner and the upper right corner to specify the boundary. And you also have the option to decide whether you want to activate it or deactivate that boundary. Now I'm going to show you how to set units and boundaries in AutoCAD. First, for the unit setting, we can first type units or dd_units in the command window. enter, then it will pop out in a window. This would be the joining units. You can change the type and the precision for the units, including the units for the length and angle. For the length, you have 5 different types: the architectural, decimal, engineer, frictional, and scientific. Here I'm choosing the engineer, or you can also switch it back to decimal, and then you can change the precision. So you can change this one to 0.00, so you have 2 digits after the point. For the angle, you also have all these 5 different types, and also you can specify the precision. And now currently the units for this design in the model space are all inches. You can also switch them back to the feet, miles, millimeter, centimeter, and all the other units. And here we select the decimal for the length and the precision as 0.00, and we also keep the units as the inches. And then we can start to draw a line on the model space. Here you will see that the units here is a 16.78, which would be the length of 16.78 inches, and we have 2 digits up the point, and the angle is 34 degree. It's the same to what we defined in the joining units. Okay, and that's the setting about the units. And then for the boundary, we have to type the command limits. And now you need to specify the low corners. Here, if I want to use the low corner of this rectangle as the lower left boundary, and also the right top corner as the another point to the boundary. Then this boundary is specified as the rectangle. And at the same time, remember we need to activate the boundary. So you have to choose on to activate the boundary. If the boundary is activated, now let's draw a line. We can see that the line can be completed inside of the boundary, while if we want to find another point outside of the boundary, the line command cannot be completed. So with the activated boundary, you only can draw everything inside the boundary. So that's the purpose of the boundary. If you don't want to be restricted by the boundary, you can deactivate. Go to the limits and choose off to deactivate the boundary. With that one, you can draw a line exceeding the boundary. This is the end of the second note. You can go back to check the details about the user interface in AutoCAD and the fundamental settings of the modeling area. I will meet you this Wednesday.